Let's have some fun, man. Let's freaking go. I got the jitters a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to y'all because I get excited about topics like this when you it is kind of a gut feeling, but it's also, as you're getting ready to see here, somewhat preconceived notions, me wanting those to verify themselves this week. But then it's some of it is also circumstantial, and then the other bit of it is legitimately fact based, right? Where we have actual data, actual historical evidence, and then actual inside news and notes and clips that you're getting ready to see here. From the very first practice, the very first padded practice at camp, where one Kavontae Turpin was taking snaps directly out of the backfield as a running back. So I originally planned on doing this not live and piecing it together, like, step by step. But we're just gonna do it this way because, like I said, I'm excited. I got a Taylor Swift "Shake It Off" a little bit. It's my daughter's favorite song right now, so it's kind of in my head. But I want to talk to y'all, man, because this stuff, I believe in it. It's not just pulling stuff out of my rear end, throwing it up against the wall, and hoping it sticks. Okay, I'm no genius, but with this stuff here, it literally it just requires a little bit of logic and reason, and maybe just a little bit of critical thinking on top of that. That's it. And then do your homework, start digging, right? Do some research and figure it out. So here's the first thing that you guys need to see. Just because I'm seeing, and the reason I'm doing this first is because I'm seeing my mentions with the reel that I posted last night. This is what the reactions are. I'm saying, honestly, I think they should use Turpin in the screen game. Another commenter says, where was it? Somebody said he's 160 pounds soaking wet, one hit and he's done. And then a few other people were sort of questioning the thought process and the logic behind Kavontae Turpin, right? Here's one right here. He is 160 pounds wet. One good hit or getting rolled up on in a pile and he's done. Bottom line, use Blue and Williams just like Gibbs and Montgomery. Blue is what you need back there, not Turpin. Blue is a true home run threat running back who can take the hits. Turpin cannot. Okay. Incorrect on a couple different fronts. Incorrect that Blue needs to be the guy because clearly Jaydon Blue is not ready yet for the workload or the skill set, or perhaps even the playbook mastery, the pass pro mastery to be inserted into the football game. It's not about his skill set right now. Okay. Why did Kavontae Turpin get his extension? Because he was ready. The skills, the physical tools, but the mental acuity. Shotty mentioned he has everything mastered now. He's the move player. He understands what coverages dictate certain things between he and Dak Prescott. He understands when to sit. Whenever they're like, let's say pressure comes, they fire the nickel. All these different creative ways that defensive coordinators are using blitzes and rolled coverages and things like that. You have to be on the same page with the quarterback. You have to understand the playbook. You have to be able to master it. You have to know where your leverage is, what your motion requirements are with each particular play. There's a lot of responsibility on Kavontae Turpin's plate. But Shotty learned something last year. We all did, and we talked about it. I was proud to bring that to life because it was something I discovered completely on my own based on just simply utilizing the tool that everybody has access to, NFL Plus Pro. Okay, we went through and we filtered Kavontae Turpin's running back touches. Right? There was a very specific trend, what Shotty learned from that time. And we projected back 4 months ago, I'm getting ready to show you the clip here, that it would continue this year. But now that Jaydon Blue isn't ready, and assuming that he is once again inactive this week, the logic, the reason, and the critical thinking would say the way that the Cowboys beat the Green Bay Packers is this stuff right here. What Schotty learned about Kavontae Turpin. But it's very, very, very simple logic to me. Okay? Makeshift offensive line, compromised at best, right? Your best weapon is out as well, on top of that. And you have a historically bad defense. So what does that suggest? You don't want a compromised offensive line, especially against the Green Bay Packers that deploy Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary. It's one of the best pass rush units, one of the best defenses in general in the league. But what they want to do is get after the passer. That's their superpower, pass rush, right? What do you do when you are compromised O-line? You don't want anybody really being asked to pass protect all day and throw the football all over the yard against this Packers unit, their front seven in particular, but especially this one. No CeeDee Lamb, compromised O-line, defense that can't stop giving up explosives. We'll discuss those two, why adjustments are inevitably coming and why progress is inevitably also going to follow suit as well. But that's not what we're focusing on right now. Here's what I'm getting at. This maybe should get everybody on the same page, and then we'll explain in further detail. That makes logical sense for how they win. When you enter this game, your offensive line is banged up. You're without your top playmaker, and you have a historically bad defense. But then guess what? Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary and company come to town. Their superpower is stopping you from throwing it. So my gut tells me that what we hypothesized 4 months ago about Kavontae Turpin at running back, is he RB2 in the interim, in the absence of Jaydon Blue? Because he has to be, right? The way that you neutralize Green Bay with your current set of circumstances as a team, you ball control and absolutely kitchen sink them in the running game. And the way that you do that is you weaponize Kavontae Turpin the way that we discovered is the proper way to weaponize him. And then you let Clayton Adams just do his thing. We'll talk about this much more in depth tomorrow. So if you're a fan of this type of content here, the Sports Below the Surface Truth, it's sports in general, but for the Cowboys and the Longhorns, this is where you want to be. Thanks for watching. There's a much larger emphasis now, trending upward in the running game. Okay, but when you put Kavontae Turpin in the backfield, it's a much closer simulation to what he's used to seeing. That right there is a key point. When he's catching punts and kicks. That's the basis. That's the premise. I'm going to continue to dive deeper because I want to know more. But I know that I'm on the right track here. This is the below the surface analysis that you guys get. I hope that you appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, just having to learn all this stuff, just kind of finding these nuanced nuggets. Thank you, Steve. All right, so let's elaborate there, okay? I know it's Friday. I know the chat's going to be dead. Everybody's ready to get off work, probably headed home from work, getting their weekend started. So any minute of your time that you spend with me today, trust me, it's not overlooked, and it's valued tremendously. So thank you. But this is just the best way for me to explain in full detail, hopefully answer a couple questions in the process, all right? Think back to day one of padded practice, okay? Make sure you guys can still see this here. Day one of padded practice, what did we see? This right here. It's been one day of practice at training camp. So clearly I'm not here to hand out any gold jackets or anything of that sort. All right. And yeah, I'll be honest, maybe what I'm about to say is maybe there's a little bit of confirmation bias baked in. But did you notice that? I really don't think I'm reaching here. I'm not grasping at straws. Somebody who's in the chat, Steve, is this lagging? Make sure that the quality is okay. Can you give me an okay or a thumbs up in the chat real quick before I continue? If not, I'll just pause it and I'll explain it in person. What's up, Dre? Dre, how's is the quality okay? Whenever I'm showing you guys this old clip here from back in May. Let's run it. Let's see. I'll keep an eye on the chat box while you guys are responding to that question. But anything, I'm just going off of our previous speculation, things that we've already discussed, the research and the work that's already been done, and then using my eyeballs. DallasCowboys.com, they posted their training camp live, kicking things off. First clip on day one of training camp. It's been 1 day of practice. This right here. At training camp. Versus the first clip that you just showed from the regular season in 2024. What did you notice that's different? You see that? Catch that. Watch. This is important, okay? I'm gonna explain it all. I'm gonna tie it all in together. Notice that's not Kavontae Turpin in motion behind Dak Prescott under center. That's CeeDee Lamb. Kavontae Turpin is actually the lone setback. His feet are still. He is facing the defense when he catches the football with a full head of steam. Okay? The lightning to Javonte Williams' thunder in the absence of Jaydon Blue cannot be overstated because it is a different look. Okay? I explained this and I'll do it again. I'm a baseball background, used to be a pitcher. No pitcher steps out on the mound with one tool in his arsenal. Okay, so you got to be able to mix up your looks, change your speeds, keep the hitter off balance. Same thing is true with the defense. It's why teams love a tandem backfield approach, not necessarily a committee, but one guy, i.e. David Montgomery, who is the Thunder, to Jahmyr Gibbs' Lightning. One guy, i.e. Javonte Williams, who is the Thunder, in theory, to Jaydon Blue, or in this case, Kavontae Turpin's Lightning. Okay, it is a change of pace. It gives the defense a completely different look where they're used to flowing at a certain pace, hitting the hole, or having the running back hit the hole with a certain rhythm, and then having to break down a little bit differently, reading it, the way that a guy cuts, the way that a guy moves. It's different. It challenges the defense in ways that are very uncomfortable, especially when you've got physically imposing people movers, 6'4", 335. I say this all the time, so you guys are probably going to get tired of hearing me saying that, but it's just the truth. It is what it is, and I'll keep hammering it home if I have to, but it's uncomfortable for the defense to have to deal with. Okay, that's what I thought. The video lags a little bit, so I'll quit showing that, and I'll explain it. It's totally easy. So hopefully you see in that frame, it's not playing. All you have to know is you see Kavontae Turpin in the backfield standing still. Now, what we do is we come back over here and we go to Athlon Sports. And we actually have the numbers. 2024, the first, I want to say it was the 7 carries that Kavontae Turpin took. Running back touches, right? Running the football. Not him catching it, him running it. He was moving sideline to sideline upon touching the football, east to west, okay? And around jet sweep, those types of touches. I'll find it here in just 1 second. And it'll hopefully make a lot more sense. And thanks for the feedback in the chat. I appreciate you, Dre. Here we go. Cowboys exploring dynamic ways to use Turpin with Blue. I believe this is the right one. Let's make sure. What's up, Lou? Okay. Lou can attest. We've had these discussions as well. So this is what Shotty learned, okay? And this is why my gut tells me the way that you keep the Packers from doing what they do best, especially when you are compromised, not just your best offensive weapon, but your big boys up front, when 2/3 of your interior are missing, you ball control and you kitchen sink the daylights out of this team to the best of your ability. Still doesn't guarantee a win. I'm not saying this is going to guarantee a win. I'm just saying if I'm the coach, if I'm applying logic, reason, and a little bit of critical thinking to the situation here, this is what I'm doing. Especially when we can back it with data, video, all 22 evidence, and scrimmage inside information from the first padded practice in camp this year. It's not just me suggesting it. It's what I saw, the math based on the nuance and the way that you hand Kavontae Turpin the football, which is what Schotty learned. And then them showing us their cards just a little bit, hey, we got it. We know that this is the best way to deploy him, not east to west. You put him in the backfield and you let him get the ball moving towards the opposite end zone, right? Because it closely simulates what he's used to seeing as a return man. He sees it, he hits it. And he's hitting it at a different pace than Javonte Williams is. That's the whole beauty behind the lightning to Javonte Williams' thunder with Jaydon Blue eventually. So what did they do differently? Here's the evidence. Here's the data. In 2024, his first 7 carries of the season were you would expect. Jet sweeps, end arounds, motion plays from the east to west concepts designed to get him to the edge. The result, here it is, guys. This is the damning evidence, right? What did Schotty learn? 21 total yards at 3 yards per carry when you get him the ball. I'm going to just take this off the screen too. Doing this. IR. It's deadly up in here. So they made the switch. What changed? From 21 total yards at 3 yards per carry, handing him the football moving side to sideline, all the way to the next 5 carries. So it's the first 7 carries, 21 yards, 3 YPC. The next 5 in a row of 2024. Whatever, I realize I left out the total here. Whatever 9.6 times 5 is. Let's do that real quick. 9.6 times 5. 48 yards. 5 carries for 48 yards. Good for, say it with me, chat, 48 yards per carry. Almost, or 48 total yards, almost 10 total yards per carry. One simple switch. The first 7 carries, he's going this way. Doesn't work. Why? Because the modernization of football. Defensive coordinators are crafty, they're creative, they're multiple, they're hybridized, and everybody is a really good athlete. 5 and 6 DBs on the field more often than ever. Edges that can drop into spot coverage that look like freaking receivers, and linebackers that are 4-4, sideline to sideline. They can run with you now, east to west. The whole east-west BS don't work no more. The pendulum has swung back in favor of physicality. That's why Lou and I, who is in the chat right now, Botch and I, who's too busy to talk to me anymore, but salute and respect, of course, we had this conversation. O-line at 12, brother. Load up. You better, because speed to the perimeter is dead relative to what it used to be, to what the general public hasn't yet caught up to. You got guys like Dan Orlovsky now, 5 months after you and I here on this channel talked about tight ends. Brevin Span-Ford, 12 personnel, condense the formation, physical approach, downhill, north and south. That east-west crap don't work no more. It sounds cute. Tunnel screens to Kavontae Turpin. That's what my mentions are saying when I'm sitting here telling you guys, no, running back. He will be the most direct beneficiary of CeeDee Lamb's absence in the receiving game. I bet you he'll have more targets and more production than George Pickens. Just wait for it. But I'm saying manufactured touches for this guy, the lightning to Javonte Williams' thunder for this guy, hand him the football with him behind Dak Prescott as the lone setback and watch what happens, especially now behind a physical approach where defenses are trying to, maybe not this week, okay, but I don't know how it's going to look with you're missing 2/3 of your power interior. Maybe that right there is enough to blow it all up. But this is all just this is hypothesis. This is theory. This is critical thinking with a little bit of logic and reason and fact-based evidence. You have to punch modern defenses in the mouth now. Period. Dan, what I've just realized, my train of thought went crazy because I got a little fired up there. Dan Orlovsky is on NFL Live saying the exact same thing, just with 3 weeks of evidence now on a major network. He's saying exactly what we predicted 4 months ago, 5 months ago. 12 personnel usage is at its highest rate since, I believe, 2007. It's like 25% now. Back in 2018, it was 18%. Something along those lines. Pendulum swinging in favor of physicality. Kavontae Turpin, direct evidence. 9.6 yards per carry when he's going that way when he touches the ball. Not this way. That don't work. And that's not what his skill set is. He's used to seeing catches the ball, looks this way, and guess what? Everything is directly in front of him. See hole, hit hole, go. This plotting, this dancing, this let's outflank teams to the edge with a 4-2 player. Brother, there's guys that are 250 that run just as fast as he does. One of them's going to be on the field for the Packers tomorrow, Sunday. His name's Micah Parsons. Maybe you've heard of him. My grout fit, by the way. Shout out to Waggle. It is what it is. I think it maybe kind of looks okay. I don't know, but it's all good. It is what it is. Look at Lou. Indeed, power football is back. Shout out DMV Fanatic in here too. What's up, guys? About time somebody pulling up. Let's go. Pull up on a kid. Archetype of linebacker is always the temperature of the game. Bingo. Boom, Lou. Let me hit a button for you. Yeah! Hold on, I can't hear it. Hopefully you guys can hear it. Plug the headphones in. I think I've said all that needs to be said for the most part. Oh. Now I'm throwing my camera around. See, I'm a little fired up, guys. Y'all can tell I'm passionate about this topic because I've done the homework on it. And I'm happy to report it to you. I'm telling you what is probably going to happen, if not this week, very soon. But it's not just Kavontae Turpin. I'm not saying hand him the football 20 times. Don't get that twisted. Javonte Williams is still the foundation. Well, actually, he might be the, how would I put that? The foundation is on IR right now for 2/3 of it anyway. But you get the point. Javonte Williams that's the workhorse. But hand the football to Kavontae Turpin 4 to 6 times. Maybe get crafty with Hunter Lipke. Brevin Span-Ford, by the way, who back to the Dan Orlovsky discussion, 12 personnel. He was in my starting lineup back in May as well because of the same reason. It's not, once again, guys, I'm not a genius. I'm evaluating the state of the league, broad spectrum. And then I'm applying a little bit of logic and reason to the current Cowboy situation. Who is the most uniquely gifted tight end on the roster right now? It's not the guy who's on a $4 million extension. It's not the second-round draft pick. Fergie or Scooney. It's not those guys. It's the $250,000 undrafted free agent, Brevin Span-Ford, who hasn't been on the field nearly enough. But if the standard is the standard, Shouty, then politics don't come into play anymore. 8,000 views on my channel. My best performing project to date, I believe, outside of the one that Vach and I did together. Not because I'm some awesome YouTuber. No, it's because Brevin Span-Ford is awesome at his job. And all I did was talk about it. Brevin Nasty Span-Ford, BNSF, freight train. 270 pounds. But he plays like he's 450. And through the whistle. The work is done. It's a 10-minute watch. You'll love it. You'll love every second of it. It's on my channel. Last week. So, kitchen sink. Not just Kavontae, not just what Schotty learned from 5 carries in a row that went from that tripled your production on the ground. Because listen, guys, when you're trying to ball control your way to a victory against a team that is going to absolutely obliterate you if you have to ask Dak Prescott to do it by himself with no run game and throw the football 40 times. Good luck to you. It's over with already. I promise you that right now. The way the Cowboys win is if they possess the football for somewhere in between that 27 to 30 minute range, and they're efficient when they do it. Meaning, Javonte Williams is 4.6 yards per carry right now, I think is what it is. Maybe 4.7. I'll stay in that 4.6 to 5 yards per carry range with Clayton Adams and company getting real creative, getting real kitchen sink with their usage, their deployment in the run game. Yeah, whatever you may lack in power now with Brock Hoffman and TJ Bass replacing the other 2 powerful people movers that are similar to that of Tyler Smith. Whatever you may lack there, you can more than make up for with some kitchen sink. Misdirection all the time. Play action, boot them to death. Let Dak just simplify the read, and that also thereby eliminates him from having to stand in the pocket. From you don't want Terrence Steele and Tyler Guyton backing up, backpedaling all day against Rashawn Gary and Micah Parsons. Guys, I'm telling you right now, that's not what you want. And it's not a knock on Tyler Guyton. Terrence Steele has had his issues this year, especially in pass pro, but it's just not a fair fight. It's a testament to the other 2 guys, to the front 7 for the Packers. A testament. I know there's something I'm forgetting to say. Maybe it'll pop up into my head, but hopefully you guys understand. And hopefully what I'm saying makes sense. And I'm not talking in circles because I believe so strongly in it. Things to round this out because I want to be done. I don't want to waste any more of your Friday. Appreciate you, DMV. Okay, I missed this, Lou. My fault. He says Span-Ford is blocking. Yes, he is. And then and that's the thing. So Terrence Steele gets a ton of disrespect. But what Lou's saying, a bunch of what I was posting, what I showcased in that video that I told y'all to go watch, or that I requested for you to go watch. I'm not telling you to do anything, but I think you will appreciate it. It's BNSF, Burlington Northern Freight Train, Span-Ford, comboing people with Terrence Steele, who plays very well when he's on the move, in the running game, moving forward or pulling. Oh, hey. What you doing? You gonna come be on the show? You come be on the show? We're talking about Cowboys right now. We're live. Oh, you do? Look up from. You did? Was your tent cozy? Give me a kiss. Hey, I'll be done in 5 minutes. Sit right there. Gotta be quiet for about 5 minutes, okay? Yeah, we can watch it. Are you watching golf? You watch golf with mommy? Give me. He loves your room. I told you your room's cozy. Yeah. Okay, 5 minutes, and then I'll. Okay. You stay right there. Hold. Daddy's almost done working. Okay. Then it's me and you. Okay. Okay. See, look. See this right here? There's people watching. Daddy's talking about the Cowboys. We're talking about Kavontae Turpin. You say Turpin? He's going to play on Sunday. Who's going to win? Blue team or the green team? The blue team. Well, there you go. You heard it here first. The blue team's going to win, guys. So 9.6 yards per carry, one specific way that you hand Kavontae Turpin the football versus 3. That's a big deal. We already saw the clip there from the first padded practice. Kavontae Turpin lined up in the backfield with CeeDee Lamb in motion across the formation. Shotty gets it. Okay, Clayton Adams gets the O-line stuff, the nuances of the running game, right? We haven't seen nearly, like Hunter Lipke got an extension. There's something coming. You're frustrated right now because you haven't seen it yet, but the cake is baking. The cake was being saved for a rainy day, and that rainy day is here, ladies and gentlemen. So they're going to get ready. I don't see any other option. I really don't. So now the things, and I'm going to get out of here, but the things that we expect, just to refresh everybody's memory, those who are here, thank you for your time today. The easy buttons that Matt Eberflus can press that can very seamlessly take his defense to the next level. And by the next level, that's a very low bar to clear. Okay, we're saying maybe you still give up 24 points to the Packers and you give up 350 yards, most of which is passing. But as long as you're not giving up 30 plus yard touchdowns through the air, that's a win. Okay. And one of the ways that you do that, there's 2 ways actually. Well, one of them has already happened. You get Jadeveon Clowney on the field. Okay. That reduces the wear and tear, the workload, the ask of guys like, let's just say Dante Fowler. I did a project on that as well that sort of goes into a little bit more detail on that situation from playing early downs. And it allows him to be more fresh doing the things that he's really good at, which is going and hunting the quarterback. Same thing is true for Donovan Ezeraku. I am curious. I need to study more if there is something about Matt Eberflus asking his pass rush to rush with integrity. If that is sort of taking away from them being the nuanced pass rushers that they are, guys like Dante and Donovan specifically. Running down the middle of people's chest is kind of weird, and I do see that it's all the time, and so it's interesting. I'm not sure what's going on there. That's a mouse. It's called a mouse. So one thing that they can do, they can stunt a little bit more. They can blitz a little bit more. They can sim pressure a little bit more. I saw John Owning say this too. That's what got my head spinning. I was like, okay, the rate is super, super low, even after week 2, when we know what to expect from coverage, or at least we should. You got to start dialing things up. So what you do is you confuse the quarterback by mugging the line of scrimmage a little bit more often, i.e. Brian Flores. He's the most lethal example of that right now. And then with that, you change the post-snap picture. You roll coverage to confuse the quarterback based on what he's seeing pre- and post-snap. That's it. That makes it more complicated. You don't have where you know that 4 guys are coming on every snap, and you know that guys are just going to spot drop and they're not going to rotate, they're not going to switch. The position it's incredibly easy, but it's never been more difficult to play the quarterback position than it is right now because of the hybridization, the speed, the the craftiness from defensive coordinators who have now brought the chess match to the offense, right? I say this on every show, I feel like, trying to get that thought process reinforced into people's minds. Like, this is football now. This is modern football. This is what it is. You have to keep up with the Joneses, keep up with the confusion, press the easy buttons, which are, hey, if you can't roll coverages because guys don't know their assignments in general, fine, send more pressure. And if that doesn't work, then stunt your front and see if you can create pressure up the middle. Because Kenny Clark and Oso Odighizuwa have the best matchups against the Packers offensive line this week. I know Zach Tom, the right tackle for the Packers, is out, but I mean, who are we to expect anybody to exploit that? We've been talking about that the last 2 weeks. It hasn't happened yet. Why would we project that it happens now? Maybe Jadeveon Clowney can exploit it. We think that's an upgrade, but Jadeveon, my hypothesis is that he is more about the domino effect than the singular in a vacuum pass rush player. What he eliminates other guys from having to do down the line, right? Keep preserving the freshness of Dante and Donovan so that they can do the things that they're actually good at instead of stopping the run on early downs more often. All right, we're going to get up out of here. And remember that prayer changes things and the war's already won. I love y'all. Kavontae Turpin standing still behind Dak Prescott. That's what Shotty learned. And I hope that that's what